What's up, YouTube? Today we have an amazing game ahead of us. I cannot wait to show you. I'm super excited for this one, just because VARUS 3-star is super strong. I know a lot of people don't think he is, because in the TFT meta, things have changed, kind of shifted away from 1 cost 2, 3 rerolls, into, more of the standard late game carry, or also with 3 cost carries of like Lee Sin or Dragon Mancer style with Swain, or even Volibear. But let me tell you, VARUS 3-star carry is super strong. I'm telling you, it is a sleeper pick. When they nerfed it not quite enough, to be honest. And so if you get the opportunity to play VARUS reroll and hit TFT VARUS 3-star, I'm telling you, it's worth doing it. I'm telling you, it's definitely worth doing it. It's definitely one of TFT's best comps, but it is one of the best comps because it's so underrated. Not so much because it's super strong. It is super strong, but the ease of access and the ability to hit it is what makes it so good. Since no one's really running Astrals anymore, it gives the opportunity to really go for a VARUS reroll comp, and you hit 3-star really quickly. So that's why it's really good. So for the first choice of Augment, I did go with Three's Company, and I was just trying to get some econ out of it. And honestly, I wasn't really expecting to play VARUS right away. I did get VARUS out of the Three's Company with Lowy, but I wasn't 100% sold on it, just because I wasn't too sure if other people would be running it or if I'd be able to play it right away. Plus, I also did get other stuff. I don't know if you saw in the first round I had up Nomsy, but then it's like Nomsy's the new meta with Idus in the front. So like 4 comps had Nomsy there at the start, and I was just like, I'm not really gonna do this. This is too much. And then I did happen to have some Dragon Mancers, so I threw them in for now, and that was actually carrying me pretty well in the early game. I wasn't too sure. I wasn't thinking I was gonna play Dragon Mancer, just because again, it's a super popular comp right now to go either set reroll or Dragon Mancer Swain, or even Lee Sin. It's very popular right now, and so it's kind of difficult to hit the comp when like 2 or 3 other people go for it. So when I had VARUS and Lowy, I was just kind of like, you know what, let me hold on to Dragon Mancer for now, and then I'll make the pivot when I can. Of course, this does kind of mess with the econ, right? Because as I'm sitting here, I do have 6 gold with the 2 Astrals, and then I have 2 Nidalee, that's 8 gold, and then Shen, that's a full 10 gold right there. I could be at 20 gold right now, or I can even sell Ezreal and the Karma for the 20 gold and hold on to Shen. But I'm not, obviously, because I want to play for Astrals. So it's kind of messing with the gold. So after the carousel, I do get Runeans, and I slam the Thieves Glove as well, or rather the Sparring Glove. No, I don't. Okay, that kind of makes sense. I'm not too sure if I want to play a glove item on VARUS, but I do decide to pivot into it. I have the Nidalee, I do have the VARUS, and then I also have my Lowy giving me 3 Astrals. So I think I'm in a pretty comfortable spot. I also have Ashe as well, giving me Swift Shot 2. So I'm pretty chill. I'm keeping on to the Ezreal because I do want to play Swift Shot 4. That's what I'm thinking right now, especially with the Bruiser frontline. I think it's really good. I think something very underrated about Astrals is that you don't even need all 3 Astrals throughout the entire game. Once you hit your 3-star, VARUS 3-star, your Lowy 3-star, you're pretty much good to go. You can sell whatever 3rd Astral you have and make room for either more Bruisers, more Swift Shots, totally up to you, or anything else that you want to use. It's really a preference at that point. For me, I think Swift Shot 4 is better, just because you get a lot more attack speed. It's very strong. The only issue with that is that you kind of lack frontline, but you do get good synergies, right? With Swift Shot 4, you get to have a Tempest 2 with Ezreal, and then a Bruiser. Hopefully, you get Horn, and that's the Bruiser 2. Until then, you're kind of just like you're without Tempest 2, which is kind of sucky. But it's okay, because you still have other synergies as well. So it's a really good comp. And what I love about VARUS 3-star and VARUS reroll is that I said in the beginning is that it's pretty underrated, but he still does a great amount of damage. Here I'm gonna go with Luden's Echo, just because I don't want to play Recombobulator. Obviously, I do want my comp, and I don't really want the other option. It was kind of a weak option, so I was just like, not really. But with Luden's Echo, at least I get more damage with every ability I use, so that's good. I pick up Nami, and I replaced my third Astral with Nami. Nami is a really good support unit whenever you're running Astrals, just because she does good healing, she does good damage, and honestly, it's totally up to you if you want to replace her later. But since she's level 2, she costs 2, you can roll for her on level 7, and there's a possibility that you also may hit her 3-star. So if you do hit her 3-star, maybe you hold on to her. You know, you never know. But really, Varus 3-star and Alawi 3-star are the two main ones you want to go for this comp. You don't want to go too much into the other ones since they don't matter too much. It really just depends on if you have other units to replace the third Astral or not. So here we are finally in 3-3. We've gone through stage 2. Now we're into stage 3. I've got a 2-star Varus. I've got Runans and a bow. What I'm looking to do with that bow is turn to Giant Slayer. And the reason is because Dragomancers are super popular right now. And what that means is that there's a lot of HP on the boards. Dragomancers are popular, and I know a lot of people are running frontline Idis, or Edis, however you pronounce it, for Dragon, who's a super mega tank. And so you really want Giant Slayer on the map, because Last Whisper does feel kind of weak. As you can see here, I mean, this guy's got Nami, which is giving him great healing, and then his tank item is Warmogs, so Giant Slayer is a huge benefit here, right? If I have Last Whisper, he doesn't have that much armor to cut through, so it's not really that big of a deal. And there's a lot of situations like this. Even when you do have armored tank front lines, it's still good to have Giant Slayer, because more often than not, the tank with a bunch of armor has a bunch of health as well. So Giant Slayer just gets that value in any situation, whereas Last Whisper is only really useful if someone's running a Bramble Vest. If there's no Bramble Vest or like a Titan's Resolve, it's unlikely to find too much value. So here we are in stage 3-6. I did lose 1 round this stage, so my hot streak isn't too powerful. It looks like I'm going to lose 2 right before the Wolves rounds. Kind of sad for my econ, a little unfortunate, but my gold isn't too bad. I think I'm going to probably sell a unit to hit 50 gold, right? I'd sell Ash, I think. Guess not. Wow. I thought I would. So anyway, we're hitting into Wolves rounds. I pick up the Zaya. That's a nice little lucky find at level 6. And so there goes my Ginsu's item right out of Wolves. It's very good for me. I get a whole very strong item to slam, and I also get a belt. My front line isn't looking too strong. It's really just Alawi. And then I do level up to 7 here, so I can throw Shen in for Bruiser 2. And I kind of do a bit of a roll down because I'm looking to 3-star my, 3-star Varus, 3-star Alawi, as I said before. So I do a bit of a roll down here. Now I'm kind of just like, I'm not slow rolling because I feel like in this situation I need to keep up the pace because I have no front line. And since I have no front line, it's really going to come down to whether or not my backline can burn enemies quickly or not. Because if they can't, what's going to happen is I'm going to probably lose since my Alawi is going to get melted, and then, everyone gets destroyed. So here, the choice is pretty clear to me. It's either between Sunfire Board or Ascension, and as I said, going back to that previous point, Ascension just makes sense, right? Because I need as much damage as possible. If I'm playing 4 Swift Shots, that means I'm weak in front line. So I need to make up for it by doubling down on the damage ASAP. And so I go with Ascension here, because if I do manage to last long enough, then I have power right off the bat. Like, look at that, just ripping through. And even at 2-star, Varus is a super strong carry. That's why I say Varus reroll is super powerful. So in this round right here, 4-3, I managed to find Alawi 3-star, and I also get Varus 3-star. Unfortunately, I didn't get him on the board quick enough, so very sad. I also locked the shop because guess what? I found an Ornn. Oh, so good. So now that I have Swift Shot 4, now that I have an Ornn, I'm going to be throwing in the Ezreal for Tempest 2 along with the Ornn, and hopefully hit for Bruiser 4. So my goal would be Bruiser 4, Swift Shot 4, Tempest 2, and now I have a super good amount of damage and frontline. And then for my support unit, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be getting rid of Nami here, since I've already hit what I needed to hit. I throw on the Warmogs. Let's see here. I still don't get rid of Nami. I think I was kind of debating here, right? I wasn't too sure if I wanted to do it yet or not, but I think the only reason it's better to hold for now is because I don't have Bruiser 4. If I'm level 8 with Bruiser 3 and then I just need to swap in Ornn for Bruiser 4, it's probably super worth it, not even a question. But here, it's kind of debatable, up in the air. And so we're moving on. We're already in stage 4. This game went by really quickly. I feel like in TFT set 7, the games go by really fast. Like, Just today I was playing a game where I lost a lot of stage 2 and I lost 30 health. Like, yeah, I could have probably built a little more HP and saved some health, but I just feel like overall, rounds go by really quickly. Damage happens really fast, and then, you know, you're kind of left with not too much health. So for Dragon Shrine round, I knew what I wanted to do was just get a tank item. It doesn't matter, it almost doesn't matter, I should say, what it was. So what I was doing was I was kind of cycling through, see who was strongest, who was most important. And I don't know if you guys noticed, there was an Asol Mage on the board of one of our enemies. And I already know he's probably going to make it to top 4, no question. Asol Mage is super strong still. It's a really good comp. So I go with the Dragon's Claw Slam, and I also managed to find an extra Hodge. You know, not really what you want on a tank, but it's something, right? Like, it's better than not having a third item. I'd rather go with Hodge over nothing. So I slammed both of those items on my 3-star Alawi, and so now I have 6 items, pretty strong on both my 3-stars, Varus and Alawi. We're kind of just chilling here. I did decide to throw the Ornn in at some point. I got Tempest 2, and I think here at level 8 what I'm going to do is, the reason why I'm holding Shioyu is because I'm going to throw Shioyu in at some point, and the reason is because a free Jade 3 is very nice. You do get the statue, it gives you attack speed buff, and then you do get a nice front line that is Shioyu. How I'm going to fit him in, I think I'm probably going to get rid of Nami. That's what I'm most likely looking at, and that's probably going to hold until I hit Bruiser 4, if I even get to hit Bruiser 4 this game. So this guy is running a Rage Wing kind of mix. Looks like he's got Idus as the front line. It's like I said, Idus is really popular right now, so Giant Slayer, it just helps out a ton. Doing so much damage. Now that my board is scaled up, I'm on fire here. We're going into round 5 or stage 5 carousel. I managed to pick up a Ginsu's, and what these items are now allowing me to do, I've covered my tank, I've covered my main DPS, and so now I'm just kind of giving extra items to my Xayah, just because if it's a damage item, it's going to Xayah. If it's a weak item, or a tank item rather, it's going to go to Ornn. And so I do finally replace my Nami with Shioyu, getting the extra Jade 3, getting that extra attack speed. Very, very nice. So here it's actually a positioning diff. I lose really hard, and the reason is because his Sona is actually destroying my Varus. I did, like, you think that's a lot of damage to the Varus there? That is actually not enough. And the reason is because my Varus got stunned like 3 times. He got Bard ulted once. Just not very good positioning for me there. Again, here, very poor positioning. I'm not used to set 6 anymore, obviously, since we're in set 7. And so the Blitzcrank hook coming out of left field has caught me by surprise twice on my main carry. Thankfully, with the items onto my Xayah, even at 1-star, since I have such a strong front line, and this Jade comp is AP, my Dragon's Claw holds me down, my Xayah holds me down, and I clutch out the win. So that's very, very good. It's unfortunate I lost a round before, since I could have hot streaked into this round. But it is what it is, not too big of a deal. I hit Ornn 2, and going into this round, I got Bloodthirster, gave it to Xayah once again, and so now I have 2 basically main carries. And so you're going to see a lot of the time here, now that we're in the late game, I'm really shifting my units around a lot, and what I'm really looking to avoid is to avoid any enemy Ornn ults hitting me on my main carries, especially into an Asol. As you can see here, his attack, it goes onto a random unit, and so you want to spread out your unit as much as possible. Look at that, how it went both times onto Alawi, and so Varus manages to just barely eke out of the way for 2 casts. And so when you spread your units out like this in the positioning I have here against an Asol, he can't hit every unit, right? So my main focus here was to keep Xayah and to keep Varus apart when I know I'm about to fight him, because that way at least one of them will guarantee damage where the other one may end up dying to an Asol ability. So just keep that in mind. Another thing that I'm looking out here to avoid is Sona ults. I don't want to get caught with a Sona ult combo anymore, and so I'm pretty much looking to avoid that at all costs. We're in the top 3 now. The rounds are happening really fast. My Xayah and my Varus are apart from each other, which is exactly how I want it. I got everyone else bunched in the middle. I got my units in the front line spread out, again, because I'm trying to avoid the Asol here doing damage to me. The only unfortunate positioning here is that Zoe has a clear angle onto my Varus, but you know what, it's not too big of a deal. That's not the main important focus here. Avoiding the Asol abilities on my carries is what really focuses matters in this fight. And so I do manage to do it just enough so that my last 3 units are my strongest 3 units, which is exactly what you want in any fight. So here, I think I'm going to go with another Dragon's Claw, since it's just me and the Asol, I do believe. I believe I'm going to go for this Dragon's Claw. He goes for the Zephyr, also a really good item. I think originally I was going for Zephyr so I can Zephyr the Asol, the way he just Zephyred my Varus. But I go with Dragon Claw instead, because he picked up the Zephyr first, and it's really good into his comp, so pretty much it's a win-win in this situation for me. And so I got pretty strong here, kind of lucky with the targeting. First onto Zaya, and then onto my front line, giving my Varus enough time to clean house. Super, super good. So these rounds are just happening fast-paced, because at this point, it's just the end game. You know, it's just battle after battle. Who's going to come out on first? Who's going to lose? Again, he hits me with the Zephyr. It may not look like it too much here, but I am swapping around my pieces kind of at random, trying to avoid Zephyrs and, you know, abilities before the fights, but I'm cutting it out since we're going so quickly. We're battling. It's pretty much just my Alawi and then my 2 backline damage dealers. Alawi's tanking like a champ. Oh, man. Can Varus pull this out? Oh, I don't know. Oh, just barely. If that spell goes off, I lose the round right there. But I just barely managed to get it. And then here, I do manage to pick up a Zephyr, which is very, very nice. I get Bard. Do I throw Bard in? I do throw Bard in. Okay, very, very good. Makes sense. So I decide to throw Bard in. And then I also Zephyr his Asol, along with a fantastic Bardol. This is pretty much GG here. My Varus doesn't get Zephyred. His Bard, his main carry gets Bard ulted and Zephyred. I mean, this is looking like GG to me. Okay, let's go. But he's throwing a Pike in, and his Pike actually did a lot of damage. Oh, but not enough. So I just barely managed to clean it up. GG's, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and follow for more tips, tricks, and guides. You're going to want to watch these gameplays to take your game to the next level. See ya.